Rome. He did not allow you to do it. And you can get mad if you want to. But he did not allow you to act like you're Romans, and you're not. You are not a Roman. You know where Rome is at? Thousands of miles across the water. You're nothing like that. So much so, you tried to behave as Romans and you died. Yeah. You thought you were going to create blood sports and Coliseum war games and think in America, right here in America, and think it's all good? How did that work out for you? Well, you got COVID now, you got monkeypox, you got people killing their kids like crazy, you got gas prices, you got inflation, just to name a few, and mass shootings, just to name a few. Looks like you didn't play the part of Rome now, did you? Well, Rome didn't have repercussions like that, now did they? Well, maybe because the world was so barbaric at that time. Who knows? But that's not you, though. So when you try to operate in a character that is totally outside of your character, where, okay, it's kind of understandable that these Romans were kind of barbaric, so they would do something barbaric, but you're a passive piece of crap trying to play a barbaric game, God ain't having that. Because it's all the way in the equation. It's totally out of your character. You're not even nowhere near as barbaric as Rome was. Therefore, there's no understanding when it comes to you when you're trying to be barbaric. Now, if Rome was already kind of barbaric, it's like, okay, I understand what's going on, but these people are already barbaric. They're already like this. So it's not that it's an excuse, but it's their nature. Make sense? So it's like an understanding that comes with that. Not a justification, but there's no understanding when you try to be Rome as docile as your country has proven to be. You're docile. You're docile people. To us, to me, you're docile. You're passive. And you may take me for that, but I'm strategizing. Everything I do is strategy. It's not fear. It's not me being passive or docile. If I was docile and passive, I wouldn't even be talking about this. I wouldn't even be talking about it. Well, do it look like I'm talking about it? Yeah, I'm announcing it. Not only am I talking about it, I'm announcing your defeat. You are not Rome. You are not Romans. You are knockoff and not even close to Romans. Okay? Oh, see how I know you're not Romans? Because you never kill the right people, but you try to kill the wrong people. Well, if you was actually Romans, you would be killing the right people. That's a fact. Well, I'm pretty sure if you're already bloodthirsty and barbaric, you're going to be killing the right people. See, you a joke. That's the truth of the matter. When you sit up and think you're barbaric and think you're Romans, when you don't kill in Roman times, the right people would have been killed. Kill him. That's the reason why. And they're just glad to kill somebody that they should be killing. But you have never got around to being that type of society, now have you? Well, I personally have never seen you kill the right people that deserve to be killed. So you're not barbaric. You're not barbaric. I can show you people in your society right now. Man, if Donald Trump was in the Rome times in Italy, he would be dead. It wouldn't matter. Someone would kill him. Someone among the Romans, whether government or community, would kill Donald Trump. That I'm just saying. So you're not you're sitting back passively watching him. You've been doing that the whole time. This man Donald Trump had a slow response on COVID intentionally. If you watch Kamala Harris in the vice president first, I think it's only one, the vice presidential debate in October 2020, the first thing that came out of her mouth is the White House knew about COVID and did not tell your community. If that would have been Rome, he would have been dead for not telling and informing the people of such a serious disease that has now destroyed their community. He would be a dead man, whether it's right or wrong. But that's why I'm proving to you that you're not as barbaric. That's a perfect example. Not to mention that he was a president during the time when a law was passed 3 years ago that allows adults to marry children at any age. He's a president. I'm pretty sure he knew about it. Even if he got an email, a bulletin, he got something about it. And it was done under his administration, which now allows adults to marry children at any age. He would be a dead man. Okay? And that's the bottom line. I'm just telling you. So you're not as barbaric. Please don't flatter yourself thinking you're Romans. Anything but that. Goofballs, clowns, cornballs, all of that is good. But not Romans. You're not Romans. Because Donald Trump will be dead if you was Romans. I don't care what you say. You can take it how you want to take it. But the bottom line, if he was in Rome, dealing with a Rome-natured people, he would be a dead man. Okay? So that's the present sign that you're not barbaric enough to compare yourself to the likes of Romans. You are just sassy Americans. That's what I call you. Divas. Everybody think they're so special and superstars because you've emulated your superstar so much you thinking you won. Well, that's why you go to the store acting like a diva. You go to the store acting like you matter and you're nothing. You go to the store demanding your coffee a certain way and you're a nobody. Then you all think you're superstars. Superstars go into stores acting like my coffee better be right. Because I can destroy this whole brand for not being a quality store or brand. You can't destroy nothing. You gonna call corporate. And get a case number. That's what you're gonna do. They can destroy whole brands. That's why people shake and quiver when they come into rooms. It better be right. The coffee better be right. You're nobodies. You Americans are a bunch of self-proclaimed superstars. You're not superstars. That's what's wrong with you. You walk through these restaurants demanding this, demanding that, like you're Michael Jackson. You walk through the mall like you Michael Jackson. You act like you're untouchable, like you're entitled to some life, like you're Michael Jackson. You're not Michael Jackson. None of you are. These people get Gucci and Louis Vuitton, wear shades and Gucci shades, and you living with your moms. You got Gucci and you living with your moms. You're not a superstar. You can get all the cool shades, all the cool clothes. You're not superstars. And that's the problem why people shoot each other. It's got to do with that. They think they Michael Jackson. Who are you to touch me? Who are you to touch me? Who are you to play with me? You're nobody. You're not Michael Jackson. You're running around here shooting people because they touched you or stepped on your shoes. Who are you? You're nobody. And that's why you think it don't matter. You think that's not the reason why this happens. It is. Because these people think they're untouchable superstars and stuff. That's what it is. They esteem themselves as super special, but doing super nothing. Like, really? That's what I'm saying. It's this superstar, man, and you'll be surprised. It's every age. You know? And it's this superstar mentality. It's not like that with me. I just happen to be doing something great. That's just what it is. If I thought I was a superstar, I would try to be a diva everywhere I went. Meaning, I would try to be controlling and I would try to be territorial. I'm not territorial in any sense of the word. This is all belonging to racist white people, by the way. So why would I try to be territorial over America? It's all racist white land. And soon as you start to realize that and let it go, we can get on with getting rid of this foolishness going on around here. You still got sentimental value on neighborhoods and cities that belong to racist white people. By the way, all these places that we like, even Brooklyn, the music we listen to from these places, Compton and all these different places, Miami, racist white people own certain dynamics concerning those places. That's what you got to understand. There's no all black owned neighborhoods and cities and towns, my friends. This most likely there's some racist people controlling all these places. And so you have to take in the future, you're going to see if we even make it, that's just if we do, you will see that why have I been so territorial over racist white land? At the end of the day, this is all belonging to the white man. That's racist, by the way. Not because he's white. Do I have a problem with him? I have a problem with claiming a neighborhood or city that I know belongs to someone that don't like the likes of me. So why I'm gonna take pride in his cities and states and towns? That's what he got you doing. Wearing these baseball caps, wearing these Yankee hats, these Los Angeles Dodger hats, wearing these hats and stuff to make you take pride in something that doesn't even belong to you. Hey, you tell me why everybody wearing these teams and stuff in all these places, and all those cities and states belong to white America. Racist white America is somewhat involved in that ownership. See what I'm saying? So you'll never hear me. I mean, I like music from different places and all that good stuff. I do. But I know it don't belong to nobody but white America. That's a fact. You got any cities and states belonging to black people? Okay, then. Then it's safe to assume that we're not ruling on the same level. We're not ruling together. We're not really coexisting together, because by now, black people should be ruling something. Well, they should be ruling more than cash money. They should be ruling portions of America. They'll let you be rich, because all you're going to do is stimulate their economy. All you're going to do is put it back into their economy. For the most part, you're just giving it back. But let's talk about land. And that's where you see racism rear its head. When you start talking about land in places, in neighborhoods outside the ghetto, you can talk about money, millions and millions of dollars, all you want. Those white Americans are smart enough to know you're going to go right to a store and it's going to go right back into their pocket. You ain't going to just hold it. You ain't going to just hold it forever on your side of your head like these people like to do. You ain't going to do that forever. It's going to come away one day and go into somebody's pocket in America. And more times than not, that's going to be somebody white. So they don't care about you being rich because you're going to give it to them. What your hard work that turns into money, your hard work is going to eventually go back into their pocket. You see how this works? Now you see why you thinking you doing good. Hey, let's say you're a musician. You work hard, you get rich, and then they take some of that when you give your money to these stores and places. So they take your hard work, just like slavery. They take your hard work. You know, it's the same thing. How you know you rule and you're coexisting with white America. How you know you're coexisting is because you're ruling over land. You're ruling literally over neighborhoods and land. And you're not doing that being mayors and governors. You're only governing what white America has. You're only navigating it. You're only a pilot for the people that are on the flight. But Delta Airways or Airlines is made is maintained by white America. You're not at the head of Delta. You're just a pilot. If you're a mayor, you're a governor. You're just a pilot for Delta. And so other people look at a black pilot. Oh yeah, he's doing good. We're doing good. We got us a pilot. But you're not over the. Yeah, but you're not the head of Delta though. You're not the head of Delta though. You're not. You're not the head of Delta. And it's the same thing in the neighborhoods and community. You think that you're running something and you're not. You're just a pilot. You're just flying people around. That's all you're doing. And therefore, you really are not coexisting. Now, coexisting would be you're there at Delta, so to speak. You're running portions of Delta. Not navigating people around like governors and mayors. You're running things at Delta. President Obama was not able to change things for the black community. Therefore, he was just another pilot. And he navigated just like any other president navigates. That's all it was. Navigation of something that already exists. That's all it was. Okay? Navigating a vehicle that's already in creation. So it's over. And all you gotta know, I don't know why you're around me, because that's the wrong equation. It doesn't make sense. It's stupid. For you to think you're not on my level, you don't talk my equation levels, you're doing what? Fractions? I'm doing algebra. I'm doing algebra. All different types of uh, dividing of things. And you come on, you're simple. I'm doing division. I'm doing all different types of mathematics. You can't be serious. You can't be serious. You know, we're in two different grades. In other words, it ain't nothing wrong with stating that. If you're in one grade, I'm in another. I'm talking all the equations over here. I'm talking all different types of equations. I'm talking about all these different things, all these different types of issues. And you're doing what? You're a number down there among the numbers. Okay. That's how I see it. So see, I've arrived on the other side of power. Extremely high ranking on the other side of power. But nevertheless, if you're a low quality person, I see you as a number. Not because I'm corrupt, not because I am a greedy person. It's because you chose to be a low quality person. You chose to be that. And it's not because you don't have money. You could be a prince sitting up with no money and nothing to really offer anyone. It's not a matter of that. It's a matter of your actions that makes you a low quality person. And a low quality person, to me, it deserves to be called a nobody because they decided to be a nobody, which should earn you the title because of your decisions. We ain't gonna pat you on your back and tell you how great you are when you playing around something you don't have no idea of. No, you a nobody. You a number, and you'll be treated like one. And you already got too many forces around you fighting for you to be playing with me. That's what I'm saying. At the end of the day, you already got too. I don't care who you are. You could be Freemasons, Illuminati. Russians don't care nothing about that. Okay, who I like Russians. They don't care nothing about you. What you gonna stand up in the middle of this and say, tell the Russians, well, I'm Illuminati. Well, I'm Freemason. Yeah, that works over here. It don't work in the Middle East. It doesn't work in the East. That works according to your culture and people being fearful of something that is quite spineless to me. You're going to wake up one day and nobody's going to care what group you in. You just going to be dead. I don't care nothing about what group you in. And that's why, people like me have to come. I have to, because people like you, you're the reason why we never had the full potential of America fulfilled. It's people like you. Always doing something but doing nothing. Nobody's, truly nobody's, got all the potential and all the resources at their hands that if I had half of that, I would change everything. You got all of it and you ain't done nothing. In fact, you put us in a negative sum total with 44 states marrying children with all the resources you got. They got all these resources, all the stuff they could be doing, but they decide to marry children in the middle of having resources and everything they could have. And everything a country could ask for. It wasn't good enough. They had to marry children. It's just retarded, man. You want me to tell you what's retarded? 44 states marrying children in America, in the greatest country in the world, is retarded. That's very retarded. Can anybody explain it? You know what retardation means for all you stupid people? Retarded means something that does not progress. That's what retardation actually means by definition, by the way. For people who usually so use loosely, they don't even know what it means. Retardation means something that does not progress. Well, America did not progress past racism. That's retarded. Yeah, it's pretty retarded in 2022. You still got a racist government. Well, you would think being surrounded by all these African Americans, we either get along with them or die. I mean, it's just an educated observation. You got 44 states marrying children. That's pretty retarded. You just passed a law that allows adults to marry children in 20 states. Under the Trump administration, pretty sure he knew about that law, knowing about most laws passed. I'm pretty sure all laws passed under his administration. Seems pretty retarded to me, because back in 1880 in the state of Delaware, you was marrying children at 7 years old. So you did not progress. Here we are in 2022. Retarded means something that does not progress. You did not progress beyond still having sex with children. Look like you're the one that's actually by definition retarded. I know, it hurts, don't it? It hurts, don't it? Because if you're not progressing, you are retarded. Hey, by definition, I'm not picking at you. By definition, if you do not progress, there's no progression. By definition, that is something that is retarded. That is retardation. Something that does not progress. I have progressed. Well, I progressed enough to know something that you don't know. 44 states marrying children. Hey, look like I progressed to knowing who you really are. It looked like, if I didn't know any better, that I progressed to knowing the real America. Why you are not progressing in that area? Well, basically, you're still retarded when it comes to knowing who America really is. Let me let that resonate. You're actually pretty retarded when it comes to knowing what America really is. Well, you haven't been progressing with them. They've been marrying children, and you still think that America has good intentions towards children. 3 years ago, they just passed a law that allows adults to marry children at any age. At any age. That law just got passed. Now, did you know it? Then that means you didn't progress with the acceleration or the movement or the progression of what America has become. You didn't go with it, which means you're retarded because you're not progressing as far as knowing who your country even is. So as far as knowing your country, you're retarded. Well, you didn't know 44 states marry children, which means you did not progress in the movement of the progression of what America is and is becoming. You didn't progress with that becoming, so that makes you retarded back there before that progression. You're behind the progression, which makes you retarded. Let me let that resonate. You're behind that progression, which is impossible for you to say you're not retarded as far as progression goes. You're not. You didn't know, and it's your own fault you didn't know. Explain why your whole country didn't know. So we could say this all is retarded. We could say your whole country is retarded. Your whole culture, everything is retarded. Well, you're not progressing with the real America, and it's right there in front of your eyes. It's right there in front of your face. What's your excuse? You're retarded. You've been taught to actually practice a form of retardation. Well, they're not keeping you up to date, are they? Are they keeping you up to date? Well, that's a form of retardation if you're not up to date, my friends. And you're not up to date, and I am. And they calling me retarded. That's funny to me. It's funny when I realized the real definition of retardation. There is a real definition, besides picking on someone that has a disability. That's what you do. But there is a real definition. The real definition is, like I said, something that does not progress. Something that does not progress. So racial relations between black and white people has not progressed. That's retarded. It hasn't progressed. So then racial relations with the African American and white community on the behalf of white America is retarded. It didn't progress. How far? You want me to go on to more? Well, they kept black people in the ghetto. They could have been got black people out the ghetto, which means their environment, they have placed them in a retarded environment. Well, the environment is not progressing. The black community is not progressing as far as environment, which the government has a lot of control over. So tell me why they're not progressing. Because I believe racist white America understand the art of progression. The art of progression. The art of it. It's an art of it. And if you're not practicing the art of progression, then you could be considered under retardation in an environment, a retarded environment, or retarded as a person. You see how far this goes back? The ghetto should have been gone. I told people this a long time ago. You don't see all Mexicans living in poverty. You don't see any other ethnicity living in poverty but black people. So how Mexican people come here with no money and then go straight to a neighbor? They don't have no poverty neighborhoods. You got all these people coming here broke from Mexico. Where they go? Straight to a $500 a night hotel. So explain to me where they go to. They go to middle class Mexican neighborhoods and hide out there and get opportunities and sit on corners and get opportunities and come up and get hotels and they come up and do more and more and come up. They already have a platform or a catalyst or an environment that can set them in a situation outside of poverty from the very beginning, soon as they get here. You would think people that came straight to Mexico from Mexico would be going to the ghetto, fresh straight to the ghetto. Explain to me why they ain't doing that. See, the ghetto was supposed to be done away with. Now it is an illegal surveillance camp that racist white America refuses to let go of because they can keep African Americans under surveillance. They can watch what you're doing. They don't want you all around and all in the country. So what they gonna do? They gonna keep you in a concentrate. Think about it. They're gonna keep you in a concentrate place where they can have police watching you and watching what you're doing, and you're not involved, and no one else is with you, sharing that experience with you. So basically, the ghetto is no longer about poverty. It's about surveillance. I know. Let it resonate. It'll feel better. The ghetto is about surveillance. It ain't about no poverty. You tell me why no other ethnicity has ghettos here then.